Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Soup Breakdown. Today we're going to be looking at the ZMT-S33S Gottrlatan. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I really dislike Katejina loose, and I'm going to do my best not to let that show in this video as we talk about the Gottrlatan, which I don't think I'm pronouncing correctly, but how I've always heard it pronounced. I'm not a big fan of the Gottrlatan either, to be honest. A lot of it's... I was trying to show off that melee combo there, and it's very hard to land. A lot of what it can do, other suits just do better, in my opinion. I do think that the Beam Saber behind the neck is a really cool thing. But it has this Gorobi that you get 2 charges of, and that's nice. That also fires missiles out while you're doing it, and again, that's nice. You can fire the missiles out individually, but honestly, the pattern that they fall out in, as I'll show you again here, second, what are you going to hit with that? Like, there are so many giant holes in the area, unless you're firing it right on top of somebody, and then you're only going to hit with one. The Gorobi is almost always the better choice there. The Striker can also fire the Gorobi, which is nice. Allows you to double up, since you both have, you have 2 charges yourself, and then it has 2 charges. And the Gorobi does really good damage, especially since the missiles home in. So it's really the bread and butter of what you can do. Past that, the basic beam shot isn't that great, and the 3 spread is fine. It's a little boring, and so many suits in this game have it. The burst is, yet again, firing the Gorobi. It doesn't do anything really special when you hit with it. It just is another shot of the Gorobi. And I guess that's my biggest problem, is that the Gottrlatan just feels boring. It's such a weird suit, considering, and its melee combos are really interesting, but not very easy to land at all. It's got a big window that you can escape from the melee, basically, because it's very short range. And it just makes it feel bad in a way that I didn't really expect it to. Because almost all of your kit is based around doing this. And that's just not fun for me. I'm sure there are people that really love that and think that the way that that works is really interesting for them, but it just does not work for me at all. Because it's all you're doing, really, most of the time. Of course, you know, Katejina was never known for doing anything really super great as a pilot anyway, but it just doesn't transfer well for me. Like, when you look at the other big enemy suits in the game, this one just feels puny, maybe is the right phrase, because so much of it is built around that beam. With that said, of course, should you use the Gottrlatan? Well, honestly, no, I don't think you should. When it comes to 400s, there are so many other 400s that can fill this role of wanting a Gorobi. If you didn't get the Virtue DLC, if you did, the Virtue is a great choice. But if you didn't, things like the Buster, which is also GLC, the GM Cannon, the Gun Cannon, there's just so many other options for, like, good Gorobis. The Gun Cannon doesn't have a Gorobi, but it does have some really nice ranged options. You have the Wing Zero and things like that that have so many other options as well. Again, I point out that those missiles fired and hit nothing because of where they arc out to. You can't aim those to be better. That's just the way they are. Now, granted, it does a lot of damage. If you're just looking for something that puts out a lot of damage and can use Gorobis very often, the Gottrlatan can do that. It absolutely can. But for me, it's just not a good long-range variant compared to a lot of the other ones in this game. And when you look at short-range variants, the melee that it has is so incredibly short-ranged that you can't even hit with the arc of the slash. You have to hit with the actual slash or it doesn't count, as you can see right there. The one thing we haven't really talked about is that it has this charge that's fairly useful. It doesn't really do much, other than just let you move a little bit more. The big advantage is that it brings up the shield in front of it, and you can combo out of it. Like that. And the combo's fine. It's not bad at all. It's probably your most reliable melee attack, but it just doesn't... I don't know, it just doesn't really feel good to me. But with all that said, I've been Trey. It's been the Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that the Gottrlatan has to offer. Gottrlatan? Gottrlatan? I just need to go back and listen to Katejina say it.